Hey, what's up everybody? Jumpin here. This is going to be a Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. Today I'm going to be using the Krogan Vanguard, aka the Krogan Battle Master. He is an absolute freaking beast, and I absolutely love him. He's a great character. I can tell you right now that he is definitely the best Krogan for gold. I played with him a little bit on gold, but this will be a silver game. But yeah, okay, so let's get into the powers real quick. Okay, now for your first option, you're going to have radius and force and damage. I tried them both. I can honestly say, though, I like the force and damage for him just a little bit more. It's going to help with your melees, because this guy's definitely a melee beast. But, you know, he does have a retarded amount of force for his, I mean, he's the best in the game. Next up's going to be melee synergy. That's obvious, like, you know, duh. Now let's go ahead and do some rage. Now, for Rage, I've tried both of these as well. Now, this is totally up to you, but I didn't really like their ability. Once again, this is from Gold. Like, from playing on Gold, from what I've noticed, is that you know, when I had it like this before, like when I didn't use the ability, I used melee damage, I actually was able to kill Phantoms, one charge, well, I don't know, I was killing Phantoms a lot easier without, you know, I don't, like, that was the thing. It's just all about playing on Gold and killing enemies. Is where I'm getting all this information for you guys at. Alright, let's do some Krogan Battle Master. Just going to get that to 3 for now. And then we're going to max out Barrier. Now, Barrier, I do not recommend using this power as like a actual power. It is a good power though, honestly. But, you know, just go for the damage reduction. And when you have your Rage on, you'll have 40% damage reduction. Power Synergy is nice too. You know, just strap it on and then just use it with the Power Synergy. And then also you should probably go for Power Recharge. Now you could also go for reduced damage, but I don't know. And then next up, for all this stuff, just go for power damage. It's just what you want to do. Okay, now let me show you go ahead and show you the weapons that I recommend for this guy. Now I actually recommend using a pistol over a shotgun. From what I've used, I really like the pistol over the shotgun. You can use the melee stunner, which will definitely help, you know, for your melee damage increase. I think it works. I'm not 100%. I'm also using the Hornet. Now that's just there for bigger enemies like Atlases and any type of armored enemies, primes, don't matter. I'm going to put some equipment on. None of this stuff really matters much. I'm not going to be shooting too much. But the one that really will matter is going to be your power efficiency mod. This will definitely help with your charge, because if you look, his charge is actually 1 second, I think, higher, or 1.3 seconds higher than all other Vanguards. But it's a good thing because, I mean, he is a fucking monster. He has like a bajillion shields. You know, by default he has, I think, 1200 shields and 1200 health. If you go for that first level of durability in your rage or fitness, it actually puts him up to 1350 both health and shield. So that's pretty good. It's really good actually, only because he can get his shield back so easily. I mean, the thing that makes this guy hands down the best Krogan in the game, and potentially one of the best characters in the entire game from what I've seen, is the fact that he can get his shield back, and he has such high shields. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, alright, let's go ahead and get in the gameplay. It's going to be on Firebase White. I know, guys, my bad. I wanted to get this gameplay out as fast as possible, and me and my buddy Snide was the only two playing at this point, so we decided to go ahead and, you know, just play on the map that we felt the most comfortable on for this. Now, one thing I want to say is that Snide's going to be playing and I'm going to be kind of failing early on. It gets better. I kind of like, this was really late at night when we did this. I don't know, it was really weird. Like, I don't know, I had the Krogan unlocked, but I had some stuff I had to do. I actually had to go study and shit, but then when I got back on later on that night, I mean really late that night, I was able to play a couple games, and I was able to get this one gameplay. This is the only time I actually captured. But anyway, guys, one thing about this though is that he's going to be using the Asari Justicar, which is also the new Asari character. And yeah, that thing is hands down amazing. Like, he figured out how to use it the proper way. And at first I kind of questioned his, like, you know, motive behind it, because he just wanted to try something. But yeah, apparently you'll see it in the gameplay. What you can do with that freaking, I mean, she's a beast. That Biotic spear, aka like this, like, I don't know, it's like the bubble of, like, when you first read it, you're like, oh wow, that's a pretty nice little power for, you know, protecting your teammates and protecting yourself. But honestly, that's not the way. I don't think it's, if you want to use it the real super duper amazing way, is the way that he was using it. Now he's gonna go down quite a bit early on because, like I said, we were both really tired, and you know, we were kind of both a little. I mean, this gameplay I don't think is that fantastic, but it's pretty decent. Like it's decent for, you know, I don't know. This is like one of my first games of actually playing. And like I said, we were tired. So, but anyway, like what he's figured out is that if you are gonna try this out, he's gonna show it off right here because he wanted to show me actually. So we're gonna like, now watch. He reaved and then he used the bionic spear, and that actually caused a bionic explosion. Now what's crazy about that is that if you do run around and just put that out, let's say you rush around and throw it out in the middle of enemies, and like, honestly, I don't even know. I can't even tell you at this point, but I really am excited over this. I think that if you wanted to try some crazy stuff, try 2 Drell adapts with 2 Asari Justicars, and that might be ridiculous. Because like that power, like I said, is absolutely ridiculous. Only because it can set up and set off bionic explosions. And I mean, look at the radius on it. It's freaking huge. Like, and the thing that makes it super broken is the fact that when it's out, it never goes away. You know, if you're used to stasis or reave or warp or whatever, the second that they're hit with the bionic explosion, they actually will, you know, you can't like bionic explode them again with the same, you know, it's just, you can't do it. You got to reset it up. But with that power, you do not have to reset it up. So, you know, you just got to wait 1 second and then you can just explode them again. And you'll see that throughout this gameplay. He will like pretty much get a bionic explosion with his reave. And then, or, you know, he'll set off the bionic explosion with that power, with the bionic spear. And then I'm going to rush in and charge into the spear to help him, or to just charge in there. And then I'll get, or, well, he'll get another bionic explosion off of my charge. So it's really ridiculous. It has a lot of potential, and I really am loving all the new characters. They're all really cool. They're all kind of unique and different in their own way. And, you know, obviously everyone's still trying to figure them out. I have unlocked quite a few of them actually, so I've been kind of getting lucky, but that's mainly comes from the fact that I have, you know, I actually have like almost, well, I don't have everything maxed out, but gold wise, like gold weapons and stuff, I'm actually really close to maxing out everything. So like it was pretty easy for me to just unlock most of the characters and the weapons, or the newer weapons, right away by just playing a couple games, and then like you know, just, you know, unlocking stuff. But the characters I do have as of right now is the Geth Engineer, which is actually like one, you know, that is definitely going to be an amazing character against Geth, especially if you are, you know, one of the people who like to kind of, you know, sit back and camp or whatever against Geth. I mean everybody kind of does. I mean, we do it only because Geth are annoying. Because that guy, I'll tell you a little bit about him. Like, his Geth turret is freaking ridiculous. I mean, if you would combine the Asari Justicar with him as well, and if you didn't go for the bionic explosion setup, because that setup is actually like totally different than like the reduced damage one. I mean, no matter what, I think it will always reduce the damage, you know, when you're in it by 25%. But if you wanted the 40% damage reduced, and well, maybe it's only 15%. I don't really know. But if you wanted the 40% reduced damage, you know, she would be amazing with the Geth Engineer, because that Geth turret can actually heal, like, or restore your shields like crazy. So, you know, the idea is this against Geth is that, let's say you were playing on this map and you were like just sitting up top or something, and you had the bubble out, you know, where everybody was in the bubble and everyone was taking a lot less damage, and then you had the Geth turret in the bubble healing everyone. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that is a combination right there that is absolutely amazing. And as you can tell, now I'm going a little bit ham on him. You know, it's still early on, but yeah, you know, the thing that makes this guy broken, it's just the fact that you can charge in, get the melee synergy, and just, you know, just boom, just go for it. Once you get your rage, I mean, that's the reason why fitness isn't really too crucial on this guy, because he can charge so much. And then with the barrier, you know, I get 40%, like I said, I think 40% damage reduction with pretty much a ton of power damage, and just like, I don't know, there's just so many perks to this guy. And like I said, this does work on gold for the most part. Then, you know, you do take the chance of getting assassinated by banshees or by, you know, phantoms or whatever. but you know, it is a lot of fun to play on gold with this guy. And in my opinion, I really do believe, you know, outside, well, I don't know, I would just go out and say it, and that is, yeah, I do believe this is probably the best Vanguard in the whole game. And as of right now, it's probably one of my favorite, you know, like, it's definitely my most favorite Vanguard, and potentially like my favorite character right now, just because I've been having a lot of fun with him. But yeah, you know, like I said, so all the other characters that are really good, like they're, almost all of them are kind of unique. The Geth Infiltrator, I don't have him, but, oh yeah, let me tell you what I have so you guys can make recommendations, because I will be coming out with more videos. Or I'll be dishing these out as quickly as possible, giving you like a quick little preview of how I'm going to be using all these guys and my early thoughts on them. Because, you know, obviously all this can change. You know, I can always just, you know, figure out something different. Because, like, the way that I was thinking about the Asari Justicar was, like, totally different from the way that Snide was thinking about it. And his way was definitely amazing. So I'm really glad that, you know, he was able to figure that out. And that might be able to help out a lot of you guys. But I will, of course, use that setup and show it to you if you're interested in that. But of course, that would, you know, I would give 100% credit to him because he's the one who came up with what he's doing in this video. But anyway, guys, like I said, so the ones I actually have unlocked right now is the Batarian Sentinel, obviously the Krogan Vanguard, the Asari Justicar, and the Geth Engineer. I don't have, let me think. Yeah, I don't have the Geth Infiltrator or the Batarian Soldier. But, you know, at this point, and the only thing about the Geth Infiltrator, I'm kind of iffy on that because, you know, for one, if you want to use that thing properly, you're going to have to use bonus power just to use the hunter mode. But proximity mine, that's not going to be really like that fantastic. And I mean, I think that guy's going to be he might be pretty good with a shotgun though. I mean, I definitely would love to run around with the Geth Plasma shotgun on him. Like, that'd be actually really fun. But, you know, it's just something to do. Yeah, you know, like, one thing about this rage, once you get your rage on, like I said, you don't have to worry about your shields too much, and I'm going to later on have some pretty bad moments with charging in, and that's mainly, like I said, I think it came from me being tired and not actually able to, like, move my, like, stick properly and aim, which is kind of a good thing only because I was playing as a Vanguard, and, you know, I wouldn't, like, you know, I'm not actually shooting much this game. It's more just comes down to, me, like, you know, meleeing, and that's really, it doesn't really require much of anything. But yeah, guys, you know, the thing is this though, is that, like I said, I just want you guys to make recommendations. Obviously, I do have all the new weapons. I heard, or I read in the description of this thing, that there are supposed to be new mods, and I haven't seen or heard anything of them yet. I don't know anyone who has got one of those, so maybe someone can enlighten me on that. Do they exist, or was that just bullshit, or what is that? Or was I just totally wrong and misread it? I don't really know. You know, you know, it could be anything. But, you know, like right here, like, he could have actually probably just threw out his bionic spear, and it would have just sat there the whole time, and we could have just got nothing but bionic bombs on that the whole time. That's how crazy that power really is. It's like I said, like, because it doesn't go away like stasis would or other powers would, it's ridiculous when you really think about that. You know, because, like, you know, like, because he could sit there and just reave it over and over again and get constant bionic explosions off of it, and every time I charged in, that would have been a bionic explosion. And if you combine that with all the older characters, like the human human Vanguard, who could charge and then Nova and then charge and then Nova, that would be ridiculous. Like, you know, that's some of the things I just really can't wait to see how that's going to work. And, you know, there's a lot of other combinations that's good. The Batarians are actually really good. And like I said, the Geth are, you know, I don't know, at least the Engineer seems to be already, like, pretty amazing. So I don't really know. I haven't really had a chance to play with anybody but the Krogan. Like, because like I said, this was pretty much like my first, I was able to unlock them through the money I saved up. And then once I got them, this was actually, like, pretty much maybe one of my first gameplays I actually got. And it was just really late at night, and Snide was, like, one of my only friends online at the time. So I was like, let's go ahead and get this gameplay. Because I know a lot of people are going to definitely want to see, you know, this guy in action to see if he's good or not. And yeah, you know, like, I promise you this, is that he is amazing. Now right there, like, that was a moment of, like, why can't I charge? Like, you know, it just, there is a lot of charge glitches in this game, and you gotta hate that, you know. And you can also, and I've seen it already. You can get in the Vanguard glitch with this guy. So that sucks. Like here's a good example. Like I'm trying to charge that guy up there the whole freaking time, and wouldn't let me. So I literally just instantly got back up. You know, so that was kind of an epic fail. You know, it's just one of those things though. Him not. Like, the durability, like, if you had max shields on him, he would be absolutely monstrous, but at the same time, you know, you're gonna not be able to kill enemies that quick. And like I said, like, if you go off of just gold standards, you know, it's just one of those things, like, the ability to kill a phantom very quickly, and I'm actually gonna get dropped again. Now, turrets also is a big issue with him. Turrets can really mess him up, and, phantoms, yeah, well, not phantoms, more of atlases really messed this guy up. You know, phantoms are actually, like I said, when I was doing gold, it was actually like, it was actually not that bad. Like when I was playing, right there was another charge glitch. It was actually not that bad because like what I was able to do was, you know, like just charge in, and his force on his charge is so high that you're able to pretty much just stun any phantom. Any phantom with that, and then when you get the melee on, that will stun her as well, and it will pretty much, maybe 1 or 2 melees will definitely kill her. If you're in rage, you'll pretty much kill her. So like I said, that's just how what I'm going off of there is just that standard. But for silver, you know, you could definitely just probably run around with 1600 shields and just never die, because like you probably would never die, especially if you had the, you know, I think you actually, yeah, you would have 50% damage resistance with that setup. So I don't know. There's a lot of different things to try. Like I said, at this point, I'm still like, it's hard to judge just because it's so early with all these people, and it's hard to like test this stuff out in one day and tell you exactly, well, what's the best in the game. But you know, like I said, so far it's been like a lot of fun. Like I've been really enjoying this. Like I can't believe it's free, and you know, that's just awesome. So big props to BioWare on that one. You know, like this is one of the only times where like you can actually tell people like, hey, yeah, the DLC's free, and everybody's like, what? Well, I mean, especially if you tell them what it comes with, like all the different things that you get for free. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and charge up, and you know, like I said, like he's actually he's a monster. Like he's just able to, you know, the one thing about this guy though is that you have to somewhat be. Now I know, you know, meleeing is whatever, but at the same time, like the Krogan melee has like a really unique stupidity to it in a way, and you got to be like somewhat decent at that, and that's an epic fail. I'm trying to melee her through the thing, and that's just not gonna work. But you know, you have to be somewhat decent at it, and that's a great example right there of how broken that power can be, because you know, she was invisible, we didn't know where she was, or she, you know, kind of got off screen, and he was actually able to just throw out this giant ass fucking circle and just annihilate her. So but yeah, you know, with this Krogan though, you definitely need to get into the hang of just doing his melee. The beautiful part about it, and I've talked about this before, is that with Krogans, you definitely want to stun enemies just so that you can get that, you know, that's really the purpose of Carnage on the soldier and the purpose of Incinerate on the Sentinel, is that if you can stun them, then you're like, you're right there. Like that's a great example. Now I know I got that Bionic charge kill, but that's because a Nemesis is super weak enemy. But in general, like if you notice, that was a Bionic explosion right after he got a Bionic explosion. So that's what I was talking about. Like that is broken. If that's how it's gonna work, then that would be really broken if you played with nothing but Vanguards and Adapts. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Like, the sky's the limit with that shit. But anyway, you know, yeah, the beautiful part about this guy also is that, you know, not only does he stun the enemy with his Bionic charge, but the Bionic charge, because of its massive force damage, and it's really awesome they gave it that much force damage, because, you know, it's like this freaking Krogan's coming in to headbutt him, and you know, they have these giant freaking heads, so that's crazy. You know, this is what it is. So, you know, it's definitely, in my opinion, like I said, I really do believe he's the best Krogan in the game. There's really no question in my mind. Look at that, boom, like she's already dead. You know, like I said, even though this is silver, like that's just a good example of how awesome he can be. You you know, on gold, like that would maybe take like, you know, one melee and then a charge, but it would kill her really quickly. And with a bionic explosion, it would just be like one melee for sure. You know, but the main thing is that it stuns. That's the biggest downside to the humans and stuff. And yep, tonight's gonna get assassinated. That sucks. But that's really the biggest downside to the human Vanguard, is that, you know, when he charges on gold against phantoms, you know, you're not guaranteed every time to stun him. If you go for force and damage, there is, like, sometimes you'll stun him depending on like the phantom, but in general you won't always stun him. So that's just the thing. Alright, right here I'm gonna just, like I said, like the Hornet is only on this guy right now just to take out the Atlases, because you do not want to get grabbed by these things. That's just not a good idea. Right there, I actually went to go ahead and hit him with the barrier damage. Probably not a good idea. Kind of dumb, really. But, and I'm gonna get dropped from behind because there's like freaking 1,000 guardians and stuff. And yeah, there should only be a couple more enemies, and this should be pretty easy. You know, the beautiful thing about this charge too, like I said, it kills. Like, it straight up just kills. Like assault troopers will literally die from it, like one hit. You know, maybe not initially from the hit, but from the force of like them hitting a wall or falling down, that kills them, and that's absolutely ridiculous. As you can tell, we haven't had really too much problems. Now, this is the wave that, you know, it's just like the worst normally for silver. So, you know, with two people too is always kind of gay because there's so many phantoms. But you know, I don't know, like, there won't be too much issues at least. Now, you know, like the other beautiful thing about the Hornet, if you do use armor piercing, and look, I just able to bust it out and just mow down all those guardians, and that really just saves me a headache. Like I said, one of the biggest downsides is the turrets. Turrets against Vanguards in general is like, they're just ridiculous. Like, they're so annoying. They just mow you down so quick, and you know, you have to like almost time your charge like at them at the exact right time so that you can just get your shield back to stop them. I'm gonna fail in this melee, but I'm gonna back off because I'm gonna be a little bit careful. Because like if you do fail at it, if you back off, then, you know, boom, like you just charge back in and hopefully stun her. But like I said, in general, it's just amazing just because you're able to, with this guy, you're able to, you know, charge, and this works on gold. Like I said, you're able to charge in, get you know, stun a phantom, and then go for the melee, and if the melee connects, you'll stun her again, and then you get to charge her and pretty much kill her. So that's just like literally how awesome this is. Now that you're not going to be able to do that on gold unless you do go for the rage damage, because it does take a lot more. Because like I said, I've tried it a couple ways already, and I'm still kind of messing with it. You know, radius is okay too for bionic charge with him, like I said earlier, like right away in the beginning of the video. But I don't know, I don't really like it as much because, like I said, like you wanted that guaranteed like ability with rage mode to kill Centaurians and stuff, because that's like the worst, is when you charge in, you get a heavy melee on a Centaurian and you don't kill him. You know, because then of course you can just headbutt him and that's very quick, but that extra second that it might take can literally get you killed, and you don't want that to happen. And that is an absolute epic fail. So that was like awesome. It happens though. It's really annoying when it does, but it does. And I didn't want to waste another rocket, so I'm just going to go in and shoot this guy to death. Anyway, but yeah. So, you know, I was trying to tell Snide, you know, hey man, you should get in here and start reading this thing. But, you know, unfortunately, he wasn't able to really help me right away. And now he has a phantom on him. And, you know, the thing we don't want to happen is to, you know, have one of us get assassinated. That would be like the worst. But, you know, as you can tell, like that, like he was actually able to take out the phantom by himself because of that bionic spear and the bionic explosion move. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. Alright, so we're going to go around and just go ahead and kill a couple of these enemies. At this point, though, you know, these two Atlases are going to, like, line up. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just take them out. I'm actually totally out of rockets now, and that is just a shame. I'm really disappointed they came out with the Premium Spectre Pack this week again. I really hope that's a glitch and they'll fix that. Because, like, BioWare really needs to understand that they have to come out with, and like, watch, Bionic, no, I guess I didn't get a Bionic Explosion. But, maybe they weren't in the circle right. But BioWare really needs to understand that, you know, every other week they really should come out with some type of equipment pack. You know, I like that system. Like the first, you know, couple weeks, it was, you know, equipment pack, premium veteran pack, equipment pack, premium Spectre pack. You know, that was fine by me because, you know, you have a whole week to stock up on pretty much infinite, you know, max equipment. Because I think there is a max, not 100% positive. Actually, I take that back. I am like 100% positive. I really am, because like it just, I couldn't get any more after a while. And then I think the max was somewhere around 265. I'm not like 100% on if that's actually like the max, but I believe it is. Now this is one of the biggest most epic fails I've ever had in the history of this multiplayer, and that was I was trying to melee her, and yeah, if you didn't catch it, I freaking went up the ladder. Freaking, I mean, at this point, Snipe was just dying laughing because he's seen that happen, and you know, it's just one of those moments where you're like, all right, that's cool. You know, as you can tell, man, this guy's a beast. Like, he's just so much fun to use. Here we go, boom, bionic explosion. But yeah, you know, he's so much fun to use. He's just, if you like Krogan melee, and if you like the Krogan in general, then yeah, like this is definitely your guy. Like this is, like you know, this is one of those. If you like because honestly, like the Vanguards in this game are kind of, besides the human, are kind of all set up for melees. You know, the Drell seems like that way. The Asari seems like that way, and now this guy is definitely that way. The human, the only reason why he doesn't melee is because, you know, he can be a melee character if you wanted him to be, but because of Nova, that's the only reason why you don't have to melee with him. But you know, and this guy just in general, like his melees are ridiculous. So that's pretty much what's gonna make him the best Vanguard. You know, the way I look at it is this: is that the best characters in the game are normally the ones that do the best on gold. That's why, you know, before, I'm not going to say now, I'm not so certain because of all the new ones, and that was a fail right there as well. But, and that would have been a kill streak, and that's a shame I didn't get that. But anyway, yeah, you know, a couple of the characters, like, I'll give you an example, like the Drell Adapt was hands down the best Adapt prior to DLC. I'm not saying that the Asari Justicar is better yet, because I'm not certain of that. But, you know, like, he was the best because he was the best gold character. Like, he really was. Well, I don't know. The Asari Adapt was really good, too, for Cerberus. But in general, though, he was the best Adapt because, you know, on his own, with, you know, without help at all. But, and like, you know, the human was the best because it was the only Vanguard that could actually play gold. And I don't know. You know, let me shut up about this, because now that I think about it, I'm actually kind of wrong here, because once again, the Asari Vanguard could have been used on gold against servers, and could have done well. But yeah, you know, like I said, in general though, in my standards, I kind of think of the best characters are normally the ones that can play on gold very well. And like as of right now, this Krogan Vanguard is the best gold Vanguard that I've seen. All right, so you know, like, I don't know, like, you know, like I said, I'll definitely put out more gameplays though, guys. As you can't tell, this is wrapping up. Just recommend, you know, I told you the forward I'll give it to you once again real quick. I have the Geth Engineer, the Batarian Sentinel, the Krogan Vanguard. If you want to see more gameplay with this guy, maybe on gold, I'm down to do that. What else do I have? And the last one is the Asari Justicar. So if you want to see any of those gameplays, go ahead and let me know. But besides that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, and like always, have a nice day.